Greetings, summoners and summonettes. Welcome to the North American Challenger League. We're here for Game 3 of the night. Game 3 of 6. We did start early. Gonna be LMQ, Sensia, iBUYPOWER, going up against vVv. Should be a very fun matchup. As LMQ, they've got their crazy strats. vVv, they of course are, I'd say, the all-in Snowball Kings. At the same time, they do have their solid baseline gameplay. I am being joined by the wonderful, the fabulous, the Malphus X. Malphus, how you doing?
Doing pretty well. Looking forward to this game. It's gonna be a fun one. And the bans, LMQ, just going straight for the jugular on this one. They ban out the Ribbon, they ban out the Cassidon. Pika Wolf, as I recall correctly, is a big Nidalee player, is he not? Is there potential for a Nidalee ban?
He's a pretty solid Nidalee, so I could see that Nidalee ban warranted. Of course, the Ribbon aimed at Chris.
Yeah, or it could be an early pick Nidalee for Wei Zhao as well, because he's another really strong Nidalee player.
It's a very Nidalee forced or meta, so a lot of mid laners just are Nidalee players on the side nowadays, because you kind of have to be. But, I mean, Wei Zhao and Wolf, you don't really want either to get Nidalee if you're going up against them. Teams do sometimes plan around it, but they're so good at it. As Poppy is that last ban, going to be vVv going for either a kind of waste ban if they have a plan in mind. Kha'Zix's his first pick, though.
Yeah, I like the first pick, Kha'Zix here for no name. It's an extremely strong champion. Really versatile. We've talked a lot about Kha'Zix and why he's been such a targeted ban. And the fact that he got through here is going to warrant the first pick, so nothing too surprising on that one. And no name could become pretty terrifying. Of course, Kha'Zix, still a very flexible champion, can go into either solo lane as well, in addition to that jungle presence. But that's kind of where we expect him to go these days.
Yeah, jungle Kha'Zix, it's more reliable, it's more safe. Lane Kha'Zix, top lane, for example, he will die to like every single Renekton. Renekton will just walk all over him. But you can find some solid matchups mid every now and then. We'll see how that goes. Definitely a good no-name pick, though. Shyvana being looked at, possibly for Chris top lane. I'd say more than likely for Chris top lane, as Nidalee is almost instantly locked in by Chris once he hovers over her. That is a Wolf champion. That is a champion he has played incredibly well. He has carried games from both ahead and behind with those Nidalee spears.
It's worth pointing out that Cassidon is actually currently globally disabled for the tournament because of the fact that he just received a rework level change. Basically, anything that is labeled rework under the patch notes is, okay, the champion got changed enough, we need people to have a little bit of time before they can really play the champion again. So, LMQ, and maybe that's why they banned the Poppy. Maybe they're like, okay, they burned one of their bans, we'll just burn one of ours too.
I mean, it's one of those fun bans where it's just like Cassidon, if someone played him now, I honestly have no idea how it would go. Like, I saw the change, it's like, I don't know if that's broken or not. And that's kind of the issue for most players. No one's sure if it's going to be amazing. No one's sure if it's actually 100% solid. There could be some issues with the champion. So it's always nice to go ahead and kind of delay that pick. Just for, for balance's sake. Because if not, it's just like, by the way, we picked this champion. No one knows how he works. Good luck. Mundo being locked in, though, for LMQ. There's Thresh as well. Mundo, it's the standard for LMQ. That used to be like the trendy pick for them. They, of course, have varied it up quite a bit. But Mundo versus Shyvana, it's a lot more survivable of a matchup rather than Mundo versus Renekton, where all the Mundos we see go top versus Renekton and die at level 3, level 4 to pretty much the same dive every time. It's Renekton slices in, gets a stun, Pantheon or Lee Sin hops onto the target, the Renekton slices out or dices out, and Pantheon or Lee Sin gets the kill.
And the reason it's so formulaic and happens all the time is because it works. It's just really effective. I like the Mundo as well, as opposed to like a Renekton pick, because that's another really big champion from Ackerman. Just because of the fact that Shyvana has so much outscale potential. If they lock in that Trundle, it would mean a Shyvana jungle and then the Trundle top lane against the Mundo, try to steal up all those tanky stats and make him squishy in the late game. But I would be pretty surprised to see a jungle Shyvana at this phase. Indeed, they're going to switch it up. They're going for the Alistar here. Is going to be the pickup. So our good old buddy the Cow going to see some play. And wow, Vasily, no hesitation on that Kog'Maw. They're going Kog'Maw Thresh once again.
Oh, that's going to be fun. All right, so Thresh is very good versus Alistar because you can kind of zone him out.
I just want to say this one thing. I think they need the Lulu, though. I think they're going to have to go Lulu on this one if they want to make this work.
That would be, I'd say, the safest option. You're totally right about that. They want a more defensive mid lane just because Kog'Maw and Kha'Zix can do incredibly high amounts of damage. Those K champions, they pack a punch. But so Thresh is really good versus Alistar because you can kind of deny a lot of his potential. If he goes in for a headbutt, you can deny that with a flame. Very hard to pull off. More predicted than anything, but it can work. But more importantly, he's got range. You will force Alistar back if Alistar cannot play too offensively. Kog'Maw is incredibly long range, and the way you stop Thresh aggression as Alistar is you headbutt the other target. So if Kog'Maw or Thresh go in, actually not, if Thresh goes in, then Alistar kind of has to headbutt back Kog'Maw because that's the defensive move. Except guess what? Kog'Maw gets 1 billion damage onto Alistar in response. So it's gonna be a really fun matchup. It's up to Caitlyn. Tails really has to pressure Kog'Maw in hard early because if not, Kog'Maw is just that great outscaler. And there is not a great assassin quite yet from vVv. They lock in Trundle actually, so this implies we'll have someone in the jungle, possibly Shyvana. So Trundle Pillar into a Shyvana ultimate, that actually might be enough to kill Kog'Maw right there.
Wow, this is very interesting going for this one. And they will have Pika Wolf on the Nidalee. We did talk about that early on in the draft phase. Tell me about this studio. Are you concerned that there might not be enough damage here from the side of vVv?
Well, there's a combo that used to be really popular way back in Season 1, and it was Trundle as a poke-oriented champion. And what you do is use Trundle Pillar, set it up long range, and it lets Nidalee land her spell really easily. And that's kind of the same deal right now. They don't have the most reliable damage in a team fight, but if they can disengage with team fights, for example, using Alistar as CC, Trundle's Pillar, they can actually use a Pillar for poke at the same time and try and deny LMQ any sort of reliable initiation while they land those spears, land that poke. It's not consistent, but it can work incredibly well. It's going to be up to vVv to make sure they get an early game advantage, so LMQ is not confident going in for those fights.
That said, if you fall behind on a poke composition like that, I think there's a really high, I won't say probability, but definitely a very high possibility that the side of LMQ could just snowball out of control. Like Ackerman, if he picks up some early tankiness, odds are pretty good that he's going to lose the lane, right? It's Mundo versus Trundle. Trundle is just going to have so much more pressure early.
Okay, all right. Looks like we lost our favorite Malphus. Hopefully I'm coming in. Am I coming in?
Can you hear me?
All right. Our favorite Malphus has returned. Malphus,
Hi.
we'll have to go ahead, go back to the analysis in a bit. You kind of disappeared for a bit. It's okay, because
no.
But
all right. Well, let's take a commercial break.
Yeah, well, we have to dive into a break, but first, a shout out to our fantastic sponsors. First of all, there's Loot Crate, where for $13.37 a month, you can go ahead and get a very cool crate of loot sent straight to your door. It contains swag, apparel, peripherals, knickknacks, paddywhacks. It can have it all. Their theme for last month was Attack on Titanfall, so you could get a pretty cool Attack on Titan or Titanfall shirt. Next month's theme still being decided, so go ahead, get in now, get the surprise, have some fun with Loot Crate. There's also Phoenix peripherals, and they make incredibly high quality, impeccably crafted computer peripherals, keyboards, mice, mouse pads, and headsets. All of it top-notch gear, all of it incredible. Go ahead, check out the bird down below with Phoenix peripherals.
You can also check out LawClass at www.lawclass.com. Sign up for group classes with some of your favorite North American LCS pros. You get an hour to check them out, hear them talk about some of their favorite champions, and ask them any questions that come to mind. With a premium membership, you also get access to the entire video archive of all the VODs of all the classes we've done over the last few months. And you do get access to one live class per month for free with your premium membership. So do check it out at lawclass.com. And another shout out again to Monster Cat for providing some of the music we'll be using in tonight's broadcast. Big shout out to those guys. We have much heart for them.
They're fantastic, fantastic guys. But with that, we're going to go ahead, make sure all the players load in nice and safely. We'll be right back here at the North American Challenger League with LMQ, iBUYPOWER, Tiansu going up against vVv. Welcome back to the North American Challenger League. We got LMQ, iBUYPOWER on the blue side, and we're in the red trousers. We got vVv. I'm being joined by the wonderful Malphus. Malphus, tell me about the startup. What are the teams doing?
Well, they're buying their items. They're walking out on Summoner's Rift. LMQ are actually grouped up towards the bottom side of the map, so it kind of indicates that they're looking for some sort of invasion. They might try to go in and utilize a little Thresh CC, try to make something nasty happen. Wei Xiao, if he decides to go with the Glitterlands first, is also going to have a pretty drastic slow. But we see the members of vVv are fanning out and covering all of the entrances to their jungle. So Tails will be able to spot this out. He has not skilled anything up yet. So if something really horrific happens, he could do something like semi-silly and just grab himself like a 90 caliber net and be able to kind of scoot away to safety.
Actually, if they can't force that skill up, it's not exactly a huge win, but it is a nice advantage for LMQ. Now, the thing with invades like this is, because no one's been spotted out yet, vV are going to be suspicious. Normally you'd see someone pop in maybe in the mid lane, the other entrances are a little bit more guarded, but Trundle's not spotting anybody, and Chris knows that someone should probably be in that area, just hiding around looking for any sort of invade. So we'll see if that proceeds into a full-on invade for the blue buff, or if LMQ is going to back on out.
LMQ, I wonder.
Leaves a bush.
I wonder if LMQ were expecting an invasion. Like, I wonder if they rushed out to this brush very early on to try to catch members of vVv out. If maybe they did some scouting and thought that they saw an opportunity for this. Like, if a team has Alistar, that is one of the champions. It's like, okay, this guy's got an AoE stun. That's a knock-up, so you can't do anything about it. So it's a lot of times teams will go for some invasions with that. But it could also be possible they're just saying, you know what, let's late invade this Shyvana. They can't put down any trinket wards, and that looks like what we're going to see. Running in towards the blue buff, they're going to be able to force him back out. Destin's not going to land on to get snuggled. He's just going to have to back himself away from this one. But No Name is going to be able to take control of this buff and grab that blue level 1 here on the invasion. So nice play from LMQ.
We haven't talked about it, but Shyvana doesn't have Flash. She only has Exhaust. This is something we see a long time ago. It makes her ganks incredibly potent early on in the game, but does give up that mobility until she hits level 6. So because Shyvana is going to be much more susceptible to ganks, if they could kill her early, they could really shut her down, kind of nullify a lot of her jungling. She's a pretty fast clear, but she's not exactly the best influencer in terms of ganks until she hits level 6.
Especially not against a champion that has an insane amount of early dueling potential like the Kha'Zix. See, Wei Xiao was hoping to hit level 2 a little sooner than he did. Does hit it. Peek and Wolf just going to drop the barrier as he runs back out. Wei Xiao with the bully-style Lulu against the passive laning Nidalee from Peek and Wolf.
And they're trading it out. The barrier is burned, but actually gets Snuggle dueling versus No Name. No
Yeah,
Name level 2 though.
Yeah, exactly. No Name's level 2. We're seeing the dueling potential. Even with the exhaust, he's still able to deal an insane amount of DPS and takes control of the second buff of the game. Chris is going to have to try to come down to give a little bit of help. Get Snuggled does secure 1 buff in his first rotation, so he's going to be pretty happy about that. And he's not going to be too happy that he had to bring his top laner out of the lane to do so.
He's still level 1. We've been seeing a lot of level 1s well into the game, but Get Snuggled still hasn't found enough experience yet. He did use his smite early on for the blue buff, so he didn't have it just to clear a Wraith camp or Golem camp, which normally you wouldn't want to happen, but because he's so far behind, he needs any experience he can get. Actually, Flashing Red almost dead, really. Peck Wolf in the mid lane is going to have to play a little safely right now. Lulu does have Ignite, so it just takes 1 Glitterlance into an Ignite for Wei Xiao to really shut down that lane.
Yeah, and now Peek and Wolf he's got maybe 1 more heal of mana left, and that's all that he's got. And the reason Wei Xiao is able to play this lane this crazy is because he knows that Get Snuggled has been taken completely off the map. This is when you're playing as a jungler that has this much early pressure. Oh, there's going to be the first blood coming out with the Glitterlance. Doesn't even use the Ignite, just has to flash himself away from the tower. And Wei Xiao taking full advantage of the fact that it is a pure 1v1 in the mid lane.
That's style, man. That was a stylistic kill. Gotta say good props to Wei Xiao for that pickup. He knew his damage, he knew his potential. That was all just perfectly timed in terms of escaping, in terms of safety. It is unfortunate he had to blow Flash, but Flash for a kill at that point in the game was past the 4-minute mark, so it gave him a lot of gold.
You see the death sentence does land down onto Tails. Gawny stepping forward, doing what he can to create a little bit of space. And yeah, that's what I'm mostly expecting this lane to be. Generally speaking, Alistar is best played just while your AD carry farms under the tower. That's most of what you want to do. Very few times when you really want to play aggressively, pretty much only while your jungler's there and you can force the 3v2. So both AD carries can be looking to primarily farm. See, there's the full combo. They have the edge right now, but this is why you don't want to do this. So much damage is going to get chunked back out. He pulls back out onto the tower, and you see he loses well over half of his health on that one at the end of the day.
And he does have sustain, he does have a heal, but the problem is, it's a pretty expensive heal, and his base skills cost a decent amount of mana if you put any ranks into him. Peck and Wolf mid lane, Getting first shot one more time. Wedge out, just not going to light up. Toss out Glitterland. Pick him up already down to 1/3 HP. No, or Ignite is available. He could take him out one more time, but instead just burns the flash. Oh,
yeah,
poor Peckinwolf.
Oh, the level 2 gets snuggle gank. He's got the red buff. There's no flash on Wei Xiao. Can he chase it down? There's the flame breath. No, it's not going to be enough damage. Wei Xiao gives himself the whimsy and gets out of range. And oh man, the level 2 Shyvana ganks are true terror.
Hey, do you expect them?
I don't expect
I don't think anybody expects them 5.5 minutes in. Getsnuggled is just getting destroyed though. He cannot find a good farm. He's actually going to run into... Whoa.
Yep.
That's,
and no name.
Lulu Getsnuggled.
That's it.
Snuggled.
Yeah, he did indeed get snuggled. Snuggled with some bladed claws of nastiness. But this is what happens when one jungler completely dominates the other one this hard. Expect to see this continuing to go on. Like, every lane is basically going how LMQ wants it to. Ackerman is actually ahead of Chris and Farm, which normally there are no lanes that Mundo really wins unless you play, like, I don't know. If Riot comes out with a champion that does not have access to any abilities or auto attacks, then Mundo might win that lane. But until that happens, he's gonna, generally speaking, be set behind, unless you get like a really early kill or something like that. If Mundo gets ahead of someone, then he actually can go pretty aggressive. And no name,
good time.
Yeah, he's bringing the damage up here. He's creating space, and there's just been no pressure from Getsnuggled at all. That's what's been such a huge issue right here for the side of vVv, and what might cost him the entirety of the mid game.
Yeah, it was the early pressure on Shyvana. Shyvana just couldn't do anything for the early part of the game. Normally she can't anyways, but being level 3 right now versus a level 5 Kha'Zix, Shyvana is worthless. She's got some damage, no utility aside from that though, and it's really kind of showing with this impact. Like, what is Getsnuggled going to do in any sort of team fight? Toss out Exhaust in a gank, that's all he can do, and frankly, it isn't even that much. He can't even get to the lanes again because he's getting killed in his own jungle. As No Name picks up the kill with a taste of their fear. Has to use a flash, but we'll just walk right on out of there. I think I have to give credit to Wei Xiao. I think he timed his first blood for the 4-minute gold bonus. Like, now that he's taking control of the lane, he just hasn't stopped yet. And he waited for the 4-minute mark before he turned and picked up that first blood, so...
Well, in fairness, Lulu does need a couple levels as well in order to really be able to kind of bring the pain as we've been seeing here. Beautiful death sentence down on Agon. He's going to have to flash himself away from this one. He knows he's on that slow field there, and Vasily was going to be able to unload with the Bioarcane Barrage. Or excuse me, with the Bioarcane Barrage. His skill names are just too complicated.
He's got some pretty... No Hyperconnect position reverser like Urgot, he's got some pretty kooky names. Peckinwolf, though, might go down mid lane. Ignite not available for Wei Xiao, though, and heal will keep him alive for a little longer. Pretty much every lane is losing, except for Chris up in the top lane. Chris, more or less even, if Ackerman picks up all that CS that's currently in the wave, he will get a little bit ahead on CS, but nothing too massive. But the problem is just Peckinwolf needs a tremendous amount of help. But you can't really kill Wei Xiao, because Wei Xiao's Lulu has that wall growth available, will have flash in a little while, and they don't have a way to lock him down and kill him, and of course, really doesn't have Ignite either. Bot lane, it's more of a passive victory, but Vasily and Thresh, with Thresh's denial of Alistar, it's going to be actually hard to burst on Vasily, especially because Getsnuggled can't do anything. Like, they need help from the jungler, but the jungler is being killed in his own jungle. They need help from Peckinwolf, who is getting killed in his own lane, and the bot lane needs help from the jungler and the mid, but they're both losing too hard to do anything.
Absolutely, all things are going against vVv in the early game, and big credit to LMQ. They timed this. They knew jungle Shyvana weak level 1. We have the potential to just go in and dominate them, and they did a really nice late invasion. And you have to say a lot of the capability or a lot of the potential for that to be there is because of the trinket change. Now that you can't play down the trinkets until much later. Gets snuggled up in the top lane. Subjugate goes down. Flash comes out. There's the chomp as well. Ignite onto Ackerman. He will fall down. Chris going to get a decent amount of health back from the champion dying while he's on the frozen domain, but it's not going to be enough to get him back out of that one alive. And unfortunately for Getsnuggled, he does not get in on the assist pool. Now we see Wei Xiao dives in, just nukes down Peckinwolf. Peckinwolf doesn't even burn his barrier, so he might have been able to like get Lulu's flash or her ultimate out or something like that, but at the end of the day was probably still going to go down anyway. So this is just vVv getting dominated on all fronts. The one thing that's gone for them in this game is that dive up in the top lane. And now No Name is going to punish Getsnuggled for that one. Ackerman teleports back out in the lane. He might take this down with a cleaver. No, he's just going to take it down with the Burning Agony.
Up, that Burning Agony burns, man.
Oh, Tails!
Uses the net in the wrong direction.
all the wrong way,
Gonti
and it's going to be
goes
gone.
in, but can they pick up Gonti now?
Gonti's going to be the one who has to pay for this one, because he's going to step forward and protect his carry, and this is what you do to an Alistar. When he steps forward to protect his carry, you just go on him, and you nuke him down and destroy him. Now Tails has to try to fight this one out, is get on the slow goop one more time. Vasily runs out of Bioarcane Barrage, going to use the Caustic Spittle. It's not enough damage. Piltover Peacemaker comes out. Then we see the ace in the hole come out, but Moore steps forward, body blocks it for his carry, and just like that, LMQ continuing to dominate the bottom lane.
I think with that play from Tails, you can kind of tell with the impact right now. As LMQ, they're playing a game of pinball with vVv just going on tilt so far. But we do see Nilly going towards the bot lane. I mean, she can just go and cap him for these kills. Just has to get close to actually get the execute onto Vasily, but the play.
Ooh, if Peek and Wolf had flashed the flay, that would have been like the one bright shining moment to try to get that one down. Get snuggled, gonna get popped up. Glitter Lance is there. There's the auto attack with the Pix damage coming out. Wei Xiao goes on a rampage as he grabs up his 4th kill.
This is going to be one of our faster victories so far with LMQ if they just keep up this pace. The problem is, there's not really a comeback champion for vVv. They don't have good wave clear. The wave clear is going to be Caitlyn and
Peek and Wolf.
Shyvana.
Oh, Peek and Wolf,
Peek and
please.
Wolf. Oh,
he's got another Glitter Lance. He's got. Once Pix gets there, he's got another Glitter Lance. Go! This is alright. Once you have the Athene's Unholy Grail, you have at least 20% cooldown reduction, and once you start hitting like the 18, 19, 20% mark, you can get 2 Glitter Lances down for every help Pix. The one thing that you have to watch out for is that help Pix cannot go through walls. So if you put help Pix on a target, and then they flash a wall or like Nidalee jumps over it with Pounce, Pix has to go the long way around. So you have to be careful with your timing on that and actually watch the Dragon's position, because when you're playing Dragon Trainer, because that's where the Glitter Lance will actually come from.
It's really fast is the advantage though. Like that,
yes.
Pix is a fast moving champion. When she first goes into a target, I believe it's instant or near instant. But going around the walls like that, it was a good second or two that Wei Xiao had to wait. Luckily, Pix is not like the same movement speed as Lulu, which is still actually fast with her Whimsy. But poor Peckinwolf, he's getting destroyed. That's Lulu aggression. That is Lulu Glitter Lance spam. Damage is so reliable because you toss on help Pix, you toss out a Glitter Lance, and even though Peckinwolf can heal, he doesn't have the mana. He doesn't have the HP to survive it. Actually, just getting chunked down.
Oh, Wei Xiao just flashes right on top of him, pops the ultimate to get the knockup. And Pick and Wolf, he's got a rank for each finger, but he just does nothing that's gonna actually keep him in this lane.
The 4 Doran's Ring build, not very common, and honestly he needs it, but the fact that 4 Doran's Ring isn't enough to keep him alive is an issue. Aquaman top lane in a lot of danger though.
Sub-J goes down, there we see the Dragon's Descent knocking him back, Get Snuggle gonna pick up that kill. So the one thing that's working for vVv is the top lane dives, and they're gonna abuse those for all that they're worth until Wei Xiao and Vasily actually take down their entire base.
It's their only hope. Just have Chris and Get Snuggled split push nonstop. And I hope LMQ only sends Ackerman up there without ultimate to defend. We do see LMQ picking up the dragon as that goes down. So even turret count, but 1 dragon advantage now for LMQ. Tails, will he go down? Barry actually saves him. Vasily should go down now, but gets the kill.
Gonti headbutted him into range. Gonti is the reason why Vasily was able to get the last auto attack down. That plus his barrier. Now Gonti's going to get dived. Pops down the Unbreakable Will, but he's going to end up falling for this one for sure. Ackerman taking it up. He's going to get popped up there. He's got the Ignite down as well. Ackerman might fall. No, he's going to be able to take the Lantern back out of this one. And just like that, LMQ execute the dive on an Alistar, which is normally the last thing you ever want to do.
vVv do pick up a second turret for this actually, so not the worst exchange. Chris can actually push out the lane now and try and roam across the map. LMQ should be able to even out the turret count though, and actually with Lulu pushing in mid, they might be able to take 2 turrets for, or I believe a total of 3 taken for the 2 taking up top lane. So LMQ remain in control, but I mean Chris now, he might be able to move around. He actually has a lot of DPS without Blade of the Rune King, the Null Magic Mantle. They'll keep him alive, though he doesn't have a lot of mobility because no boots. That spear did nothing. It barely broke the shield. That is unfortunate.
And Wei Xiao he's going in towards the carry build for Lulu, despite the Lich Bane nerfs. Is going to be going for Lich Bane right after the Athene's Unholy Grail, and why not? When you're 6-0 and double your lane opponent in CS, you can make it work.
Like, it's a Lulu. It's a Lulu that doesn't have flash available, I guess the advantage. Actually, alright, let's see what can kill Wei Xiao. Shyvana's in the area, looking for an ultimate. Peckinwolf level 8, so he'll just get chunked down in a fight. Can't really do a lot of damage, but maybe they can get the pick off.
They're going to try to go for this one as he goes in, trying to get the takedown damage. Wei Xiao doesn't burn the ultimate yet. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, they're going back at it one more time. Not going to find anything, so back to mid lane. Wei Xiao has got the ultimate down on himself. Going to try to get himself away from this one. pretty decent on the health, and No Name's just going to town and gets snuggled one more time. You see the damage output, you see the extra move speed coming out. There's the help picks coming out, or rather the Glitter Lance going to be getting the damage down and the slow. Now Pekin Wolf, he's about to get walked on by a Mundo. Mundo not going to land that Infective Cleaver, trying to chase him back down. Will he be able to chase this one back down? Oh, Tails, that's not a brush you want to walk into. Flashes the wall, thinks he can take down Wei Zhao, will not be able to do so. Shield plus Glitter Lance, too strong on that one. Grabs that kill, Death Sentence, not going to land. As Pekin Wolf goes in over the wall. Ackerman trying to chase this down, can't get in range. Moore does have Flash. He wants to try to get super fancy, but it is in Italy with Pounce, so that is probably not going to happen too much. Gaunty is hanging out. And yeah, LMQ just kind of killing people all over the map.
Good. I think the plan now for vVv is have Chris go top lane, have the rest of vVv keep on dying, and hopefully Chris can take the inhibitor in Nexus before they notice that he's pushing their inhibitor in Nexus. Because he just can't do anything in team fights. He cannot be that effective. He can help pick up a kill, but he will die in the meantime as he's too squishy right now, despite his high DPS. And it's just so rough for vVv because their options to come back are limited. Vasili's actually cut out now, might go down, but almost kills Tails in the meantime. No Name going over the wall.
And now we see Gaunty is the only one who's still around here trying to fight this. The flame goes down. There's the box as well. Vasili with the IE first build, which this is the only time you'll probably see this like ever. It's just Shrekking people. I was gonna say wreck, but no, Shrek is the right word for this.
He's going ogre on them. He's going overboard. Prickable Flash is board. Can't pick up the kill though.
Summoner heal too good, but so is Piltover Peacemaker. They do finally get another kill onto Vasili. Now he's trying to chase through with the passive. Will not be able to grab anything down. There's the double kill. So you see just the Sheen proc getting some good damage down. And just like that, Wei Zhao improves to 9-0 right now. He's going to try to shield up. There's a lantern there. He will be able to take that down as the Subjugate goes in. Glitter Lance fires up, but not going to land. Frozen Domain goes down. See a situation here where Chris wants to bring his power out of the top lane and help the rest of his team out. But he's honestly, it might be a little too little, a little too late.
Trundle's not someone who can carry from behind. He can do a lot of damage in a team fight, yeah. But, oh, Chris does get hooked in. Walks out of there, though. He's still relatively tanky. Trundle does have decent base stats, but actually Gaunty now being taken down. And Wei Zhao just going for the chase. One more auto attack might do it with that passive flash sword. Picks up the kill. Chris now trying to take out Wei Zhao. Wei Zhao will enter out of there, though. Be A-okay. Get someone to come in from the side. Can't accomplish anything. More walking out. The dragon has rage, but the dragon will.
No Name. No Name going back into this one. Now we see Pekin Wolf wants to chase down Wei Zhao. Wei Zhao throws up the shield for himself. There's the glitter that's going to get the slowdown. The javelin's going to land as the shield pops. So he's going to be able to pick out the kill up. Now Pekin Wolf has to run away for this one. Flash comes out from No Name. Going to grab that kill. The goop goes down to try to get the slow on the ramp. It's not quite going to be in range. Tails uses the 90 caliber net to get himself back out. There's the dive going back in. Double kill for No Name. And LMQ have just all the time in the world to kill everything and anyone they want.
I mean, they took out Wei Zhao. Wei Zhao has been taken down, but that took him a total of 5 kills as Gaunty had died at the start of the fight. So, not really sure the exchange was worth it. We see LMQ leading by 10,000 gold. The Nidalee Quint Doran's Ring build has evolved to have a pair of boots in it. And yeah, that spear landed as the shield ended. So, unfortunately, Wei Zhao, had he actually kind of ducked into it, would have reduced the damage of the spear, and the shield would have stayed alive for just long enough to keep himself alive. But
Gaunty.
With that gold, it's not going to be worth a lot as Gaunty.
Bye, Gaunty.
Why? Gaunty. He's still alive for a few seconds. Gets the headbutt to the wall.
Yeah, that's the Alistar ultimate, paying dividends, keeping him alive that extra 2.5 seconds. But that's still... Oh, Gaunty, we barely knew you. Now Chris gets a nice pillar back down. There's a Subjugate as well onto Vasili. They just need a lantern. They need a lantern. They need a lantern. Someone toss them in a lantern. Not going to happen. Chris is able to pick that kill up. They throw out the lantern for the Acathian surprise.
Lifesaver for the already drowned Kog'Maw, unfortunately. I mean, that is how Chris can help out if there's an isolated target like Vasili. But most importantly, it's got to be pretty much only Vasili or more. Because Wei Zhao, No Name, and Ackerman are just so mobile. Chris caught out in a 1v1 versus No Name. The bug, though, just tearing the troll to pieces. As he tasted his fear quite well.
I like the play from Chris, though. Chris just throws out the pillar just to keep Wei Zhao from getting in on the fight. He's just like, no, you will not be the one to kill me. No Name dives in on a tail. So much burst coming out. Absolutely crushes him and is able to pick that kill up. Now Ackerman flashing over the wall, lands the cleaver on to get snuggled. Again, he has no flash, he just got exhaust, he's going to use it. That's not going to help too much. Ackerman picks up yet another kill. And No Name's going to be able to pick up that kill onto Gaunty.
What is going? They're all dying. That's an ace across the map. That is the rarely seen separate 1v1s and 2v2s across the map picking up an ace. That is essentially every lane dying at once. For LMQ to pick up that ace. That is brutal and awesome at the same time. Poor vVv, but Fortunately, this is just not their game to shine. Chris going forward towards the Vasily one more time, except Vasily's just going to kill him in the meantime. Lantern made it this time, though.
Did make it out this time. Is Chris going to go down? No! Tails able to pick up the kill with the auto attack. And Chris, his passive activates and he gets a huge chunk of health back. Kathy and Surprise still going to be good for the kill. The box providing that massive slow going to be able to get him down. Ackerman's not going to be able to get in range to tank that up. And it's a double kill over to Tails. And he gets a big infusion of fresh gold.
Vasily might have gone a bit too low there. Like, these kills that vVv are picking up, it is just mistakes from LMQ, and I don't even want to call them mistakes as much as just getting way too overconfident while having quite a bit of fun. These are fun deaths. Gonti now walks into Ackerman. Ackerman is going to survive the turret as Gonti being taken down through the ultimate.
See the shields come back out there. There's the ultimate as well. So much extra health and survivability on this Mundo. Double kill goes down for Ackerman as Wei Zhao plus Giant Tank equals what the hell do we even do?
There is no good option. You can just see the DPS being done to a Peckerwolf. Just from two spells of Tails, we're gonna have a bad time.
The Blade of the Ruin King just to get a little bit of extra health in a burst and like extra kite ability for when No Name finds him like that. But it's not gonna be anywhere near enough. That's still gonna happen pretty much every time the Kha'Zix finds a Gila.
Now, you can't really put this on one person either, as I mean, vVv, everybody's dying. Peckerwolf was 192. He could not win lane, but that was off of Chris unfortunately being denied at level 1 in the jungle. Or not Chris, but Get Snuggled. Get Snuggled just has not been able to find any support from the lanes. As Gonti will just go down to Lulu, who can run just about anybody down in this game. By anybody, I mean everybody. That was about 4 or 5 people running from Lulu towards the base. Flash on a Peckerwolf.
Chris gonna get locked up with a death sentence. Whoa, my goodness, that burst! I didn't even see what it was that actually did all of that because it was just so much at once. The heal comes back out, gets snuggled, gonna die right in the middle of the team, but will not go down as a surrender vote saves him. Saved by the bell, saved by the Nexus exploding, and just like that, another one-sided victory for LMQ.
I mean, this was the LMQ we saw at the start of the season. Like, it took a while for it to show up. Like, they dominated early, then towards the mid-season, they actually kind of fell, lost their first place spot in their division for quite some time, and now they've really kind of reined it back in. This was the good old-fashioned LMQ where every single time they play, you just think of that one episode of The Simpsons where Homer beats up the Hamburglar at the Krusty Burger, and that one kid just yells, "Stop, stop, he's already dead." vVv, they stopped it themselves. They were already dead. They knew they had absolutely no chance because Quint, Doran's Ring, Nidalee was not built for the late game. Same thing for Quad, Doran's Blade, Shyvana, and the rest of the poor vVv crew that, I mean, damn.
Let me ask you this, Studio.
They got shreked.
Let me ask you this, okay? Given that Shyvana is going to have very limited early pressure in the jungle compared to something like a Kha'Zix, do you think if trinkets were still activatable at 130, that vVv would have thrown down an early trinket, spotted that invasion out, and been able to prevent Get Snuggled from getting dominated that early? Yeah, he got snuggled by way too many people.
There's a lot of snuggly people around Get Snuggled started that. It's a possibility. It's a strong possibility that the ward changes might have saved his hide. And it likely would have, honestly. Because what stops an invasion? Nowadays, someone has to sit their butt down and just say, all right, we're protecting this objective. And with the time LMQ, when they moved in, there was no real time for someone to come up and defend Shyvana. It's especially worse for the purple side because they can't really have their bot lane help that much if you want to not lose your bot lane. What people have been doing is they'll give the blue buff to the jungler and then AD carry and support hang around to get experience so they can do well in lane. But if you're playing as purple side and you hang around for the jungle and you hang around to kill blue buff and make sure it's safe, you're going to lose your bot lane unless that jungler helps up right away.
All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, it'll be our next game, which will be Studio.
Even email support versus 7 Wars Lyon. Should be a fun match. Should be a hype match. Both teams not doing too well in their groups, but they're fun to watch, especially hype for just whatever tricks of the trade both of these teams can bust out. But with that, we're going to take a break. Make sure you guys go ahead and enjoy our fabulous pre-S playlist. But we'll be right back here at the North American Challenger League.